All right, let's wait for some minutes. We're live now. Okay, we have 5 people watching now. All right. Can you let me know in the chat where you're watching from? Um, nice to have you guys on here today. You're watching from Nigeria. How is the celebration of Democracy Day going? Okay, so we'll jump right into it. Thank you everyone for joining today. How has been your day? I believe you're off to a great start. If you're watching from Nigeria, it's a holiday, so people are in a very much relaxed mood. So yeah, without much talk, let's get straight to it. Today we're going to be talking about um, AI workflows in Canva as it pertains to design. Okay, so first of all, I'm reintroducing the monthly Canva free Canva classes, and this is my way of reintroducing it again. My name is Lanre Adelaja. I am a Canva creator and a Canvassador, and today we're going to be looking at design workflows as it pertains to Canva design and the AI aspect of Canva. So on my screen, as you can see already, you can see some highlights of what Canva has just brought to us in the last few months, which is basically tagged under the umbrella Canva 2.0. So the idea of that is basically all the things that Canva has um, brought in as features and are AI powered. So this is like a demo of it on my screen, as you see, and we'll be getting into things like this, how you can turn your time into something that you can make better use of, using the Canva inbuilt AI. You can build games, you can build websites, you can build anything basically. Here is an highlight of some of the things that a highlight of the favorite AI tools. Turning AI into editable layouts, magic layers. You can generate images. You can create a code that's code a website or a game or something, or anything that is useful to you. I've tried my hands on them and they're wonderful, and we're going to try our hands on them today. So without much talk, let's get straight to it. Yep. Okay, I see people in the chat. All right, great. Thank you. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be going work from the messages I shared. You will have seen that I said we'll be doing it step by step so that people can assimilate it. And again, this is a YouTube live, so you can always come back here to refresh your memory about it. You can slow down the speed. You can speed it up as you wish. So there's nothing to worry about. And as we go, I'll be creating a new page side by side, anything I'm working on for us to demo what we are learning. So we're going to kickstart by going straight to the introduction. Basically, like I said earlier, for those who are just joining, Canva has a world of AI tools that have been integrated into it in the last few months, coming from some years back anyway, but in the last few months, the launch data, the Canva Create. And the highlight of it are the things that we're going to be showing, how you can use Canva to save time. There is a lot of things that you can save your time with using AI. And one of the things I like Canva about is that they live up to that mantra of making complex things simple. So we're going to be making certain complex things simple today. Okay. So there are a lot of tools. I may not have the time to run through them one by one, but we'll walk through them as we move along. So we're going to start with Magic Write, yeah? And like I said, I'm going to create a new page next to it. So Magic Write basically is the tool that helps you to write anything, compose anything, and using the help of AI. So if you right click on your page, or let's start by pressing the keyboard key T, right? And then you'll see this icon here, which says Magic Write. So if I click on that, I can see all the things that Magic Write can help me with. Another way to go there, let's delete this, is you can create a text by going to the text on the left. That's a fourth from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can add text, a text box like I did, or just press the T on your keyboard, or click on Magic Write, and then it comes up with this for you. So let's say we're working on a proposal for a business. We sell perfumes and we want to get grants. So, and we want to write something, or let's say something a bit simpler. I want to write a letter to people at a particular place who I want to sell these things to, an email. So I'll say, compose me an email for sales pitch to a company of 100 people who are my potential customers. So the beautiful thing about Canva is, whereas you'll have to go outside to do it, maybe look for a ChatGPT or something else, right within Canva, you can do what you need to do. I can click insert and I can say more like this, or this bot. So if I say this bot, make it sound bit more friendly. It's going to take that information once I click generate and reframe what it had said. And if we're happy with it, we can insert. So this saves you time of going outside and coming back in, and then back and forth and back and forth. Now, this looks boring, right? But we can take this even a step further. I can come and have a conversation with Canva's inbuilt AI to make this into a better design. So, but before we make this a better design, I think I want to shorten this a bit. So we can go back to Magic Write and say, shorten this. I can say this, but still too long. Okay, let's say replace. So it has replaced it, even though it's not that smaller. At the top left is where Canva AI now resides. Top left of your if you click on that, you can now have conversation. Now, these are previous conversations I've had with it in this design that I am working in. So I can say, now the way to tell computer what you're doing is to click on it. So you must make sure you click on it. So I'm clicking on this and I'll come to the conversation box and say, make this into full screen design, and I'll press enter, and Canva will take its time to work on that. Now you can begin to think of how you can use this in your day-to-day. Like I said, it's real life use cases that we're working with today, and you can take these examples and make them into what you would. Oh, okay. So this is one flop, and that's because I've been working on something earlier within the same document that had this in it, and I think it got my context completely wrong. So I'm going to go back, undo. Maybe the best way would be, let's copy this, and so that it's not mixing up the context of what we've done. Let's create a new Canva file. Ctrl T. Canva.new. Now this is a fast way of creating a new Canva document for me. So immediately it creates a new Canva file. So I can change my page to presentation. And this is also a very good time to take away this important hack and trick. So rather than having different files, for instance, I want to work on something, I have many things I'm working on within that project. I want to do a flyer, I want to do a landscape, I want to do a presentation, I want to do many things. You can, if for instance I've started my work here and the next thing I want to do is a presentation, I can just click on this drop down arrow here and choose presentation. Now that I've chosen presentation, sorry, I didn't click that properly. I'll click presentation. So now I've chosen presentation, I can paste that text that I brought in from there. And since we don't have any conversation ongoing there, we can start afresh. Like it says here, what shall we do with this design? So yeah, make this design, design this for me. Let's just keep it simple. I know that one of the challenges that people face is many times it looks like prompting can be intimidating and it has to be laborious. It has to be super detailed, but sometimes keeping it simple most of the time gets the job done even better. So let's see what the AI spins out now. Saying I can see you have business email templates. Yeah, I can see this is a cold email. So already it's trying to work on it. Don't interrupt it, just wait. Messed this up. So that's one of the things that Canva also says. Okay, let's delete the one behind. It only made it look a bit better. One of the things Canva is also saying is that this is also still in the phase where it is developing. So not to worry. Let's keep it a bit simpler so that maybe that will help it. Let me cut just this one away and delete this. Let's paste just this. Align it to the left. Say redesign these for a spring presentation. Just well. Okay. Yep. All right, so this is it. This is it. So you can see that because it's fewer text now, it has summarized everything that we put to it to design. It has made it just a very simple, straightforward design. I can then go further and edit anything I want to edit here or continue to prompt it. But so that we don't bore ourselves with this one, let's go on back to where we started from and move on to the next thing. So yeah, you can still, like I said, click on the icon of the magic rights and use any of this. You can make it more fun, more formal, anything you want to do. You can go ahead and do that. So we'll move on to the next thing, which is text to image. So yeah, oftentimes, when you're working and you need an image, sometimes you may not get what you exactly want. And how do I mean? So let's go to the left here under element where we get our elements out. So let's say we're looking for a turtle that is swimming underwater, right? Now, if I search under photos, turtle underwater, right? I press enter. I'll see a lot of stuff. But what if I'm not seeing what I really want, right? I can just say, rather than look for it endlessly, I can define the kind of turtle I'm talking about, what it is doing. Let's change our prompt here to rabbit eating a carrot. And rather than pressing enter again, I can just click generate here. And under here, I have options of what do I want to generate. So I can just keep it as image, which is where I am already, and just click generate. And you wait for a process for Canva to process that and to generate that for you. Okay, so you can see, if I click on it, I can see the rabbit is already here, and I drag it into the frame and it fits. You can see different options. I can bring in everything if I want. I don't have to stay with one. So that's image to text. Let's try our hands on something else. Let's go back to elements. Now under elements, you will notice that Canva has changed what all these categories of elements look like. So you have shapes, you have graphics, you have animation. So for instance, if I wanted this to be a graphic, I won't be searching for it under pictures. I would go to graphic and I'll say carrots. Rabbit carrying a basket of carrots. Now, what makes a graphic different from an image is that in graphics, they are usually cut out, so you can see through them almost like PNG. So let's say generate. Wait for that to process. Okay, so I've used a lot of my AI credits, and I'm getting a warning up here. I have to take it easy. All right, so you can see that I click here, I brought it in, and you can see that you can see through behind it, and you can do this for anything under with your Canva, any Canva account that you have actually. And you're limited to do a lot of AI stuff with the free account, so Pro is what you need to use. If you check my my Twitter page, you'll see a link to have Canva for 30 days for free. I'm easy to find on the internet, the Canva Geek, just anywhere you go. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. So this applies to every category. It applies to graphics, it applies to photos, it applies to videos. And also, I would like to show one category that people don't even know exists in Canva, and that is 3D. This last option here. If I click on 3D, I'm not going to generate, so I can save my remaining token. So under 3D, if you search for, let's say, a car, it's not just giving you a car in 3D, giving you a car that you can revolve around. Can you see this? So if I wanted it to face front, if I wanted it to be under, if I want anything, just dragging your mouse, you can do that. Let's look for something more interesting. A house. If I click on this house, you can see, as long as you have this icon here, let me bring this to the top so that's coordinated. So you can see this icon in the middle. It shows you that you can move around it. So if I was telling a story with this house, I can show a shot from the top, from the front, from the sides, from the back, even from under, you know. And that's that about text to image. So let's move on to the next thing, background remover, which is almost everybody's favorite. I don't know anybody who doesn't like background remover. Now, under background remover, I'm going to be showing you even more. So let's go to elements again, and this time let's click image. Let's just look for image of a woman, any woman. Yes. So I'm going to use this. Let's move this to a new page. I'm going to use this. And what I'm going to be doing now is clicking on the background remover, which readily removes background. Now we can do much more than just remove background. Now we can see behind it. If I change this color behind to purple, you can see through a background. Okay. Beyond this, let me I want to do much more, so let me undo back to where it was this way, and this is where the juice of today really is. So if I click on this and I click edit, under edit, these options here, these tools right here, if I click see all, there's a world of things you can do here. So here you can upscale an image. If an image is of a low quality, you can click on upscale and it's upscale it. Remember, I'm trying to save my token, so I'm not going to do that now. I can remove the background, and even with the remove background, I can come back also to restore the background. So say for instance, I've removed the background and it has removed areas that I didn't send it to remove. I can click on edit and click adjust. Sorry. Click edit and background remover. Where is it again? Yes, click on the icon background remover again. And this time around, if I wanted to remove maybe this air, I'll stay on erase. So I've clicked on erase. I can increase my brush size or decrease it. And I can click on the edge of this hair. Let's say it's something it didn't do well. And I've erased it. But let's say I wanted to restore some things that it took away. So immediately I click restore, it faintly brought back the background. So it's asking me which part of this background I'm trying to bring back. So let's just, for sake of example, bring back that place we removed. Now, when we're done, we can click on this and it returns it. But now it has returned it with other information that was not necessary. So you'll have to go back in there, reduce your brush, and then click on the eraser, reduce your brush, and smoothly and tidily, remove all those areas that you don't want. But you don't need to stress yourself this way because the background remover already did a great job at the beginning, and we're back to normal. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to use this woman to do a lot of things. So I'm going to bring her back here, and here you can see Magic Edit. Under Magic Edit, I can say I'm going to put an ice cream in her hand. So I'll take the brush and I'm going to reduce the size. I'll draw like the shape of an ice cream. I'll say ice cream. Let's generate that. So waiting for AI, Canva AI to do its thing. Can you see that? So our model now has ice cream in our hand, and we can go out of that. We can also edit a lot of things, like we can erase a number of things. So I'm going to increase the size. And let's say I didn't want this drip to show. What I can do is go to eraser, and rather than do the background remover, I can do magic eraser. And under magic eraser, I'll reduce my brush, and I'll come here and click around this drip that I don't want, and I'll say erase. And it has taken that away. And once I'm done, I can close the window and it's fine again. So again, we'll go back to edit, and let's see other things we can do. We can animate this woman to move. I hope I don't spend all my credit here. Okay, so we can go to image to video. So click on that. You can either say generate a 5 seconds video, which it will just do something by itself, or it can or you can go to custom, and under custom define and describe what you want. So let's see if it can achieve this. Licking ice cream. Let's say woman licking ice cream. So generate. I hope we're enjoying the class so far. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. I have an eye on another screen over here where I can see your questions and pick them up. Because this is video, it's going to take a while. Okay. Eventually, okay, because it's a 5 second video, the video was not long enough for her to lick the ice cream, but you could see that it changed it from being an image to a video. Okay, we're going to stop there. Let's undo back to where it's an image and go back to edit again. And this time around, I want to see all, and I want to take out this woman whole from the background while I still preserve the background. That's another thing. So that way, what I need to do is to grab her off the background, and there's something called magic grab. So that's down here. So I click on magic grab after clicking on my image, definitely. Click on magic grab, and it will take a few passes over it to identify what are in the image. So I can click on the ice cream to separate it. I can click on the woman alone. I can click on the woman and click on the ice cream also, which is what I wanted to do. And I'll say grab. Now, we don't know what is behind her, but AI is going to figure it out. And you can see it's right there, separate from the background. So that way I can take away the background and I can have any other thing I want to do there. So let's say landscape. I'm looking for the picture of a landscape, and I can put that in the background, sending it to the back. And this can be any image, it's up to me. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so this is style transfer. All right, there are times when you're working within a set of icons or image and they don't all look the same. So let me create a new page so that we can work on that. So let's go to graphics. Let's look for icons. Now I'm going to bring in icons. Yes, this is a very good example. And I'm going to bring in another one. I'm going to look for one that is sharper than these. Animated. I don't want animated ones. Static. Apply. Okay. So let me bring in this. So yeah, let's use this and this. Let's delete this. So I have these two icons and I'm working on something, and this icon style of a jagged childlike coloring is what I wanted for this. So these two won't sit well in the design because they are two different types of icons. So rather than trying to struggle by changing the color, maybe changing it to black, yeah, close enough, but that's not still there yet. What I can do is to click on the icon of the one with the properties I want to transfer and go to style, and under style you will see copy art style or copy basic style. This time around, we want to copy the art style, so we're going to leave it here and then we're going to click on this. Oh sorry, I think I had that backwards. So what's going to happen now is it's going to copy. Let's see what it does, then we'll do the reverse. Okay, we did the correct thing. So you can see now it has figured what the art style here is and it has applied it here. We can do this also with other stuff. Let's look for a graphic. Let's say watercolor plants. So I'm going to bring this in. There's a style of painting that did this. Okay, let me look for something more interesting. Yes, this is better. And then I'm going to look for just another sunflower. This already looks like the style we're looking for. Yes. So these are two different styles, right? So to make this look like this, I'll click on this, click on the style icon again, make sure it's on the first option, and I'm saying I've clicked on this, please take this style and add it here. So when I click here, it takes its time to study where I came from and applies that style to this one. If you pay attention, there's a progress bar at the bottom here showing you progress of work being done. So you can see from this to this, it has copied the style of watercolor painting and added it. So you can use this for products that maybe were shot in two different environments or two different styles, and it will apply them to each other. So let's move on to Magic Resize. All right. So for Magic Resize, I'll have to go to another document. So let's take this document we worked on earlier and say we want to resize this for something else. So under Resize up here at the top left, click on Resize. And this time around, we want to change this for social media. So I'll click on social media. And let's say we want to make it Instagram Reel so that people can see this on Instagram Reel. I'll click on Instagram Reel and I'll say either copy and resize, which means it will make a copy of this entire document and resize, or just resize this design. So we're staying with this design. So it's taking its time to resize it and it's done. So now it has done the heavy lifting for me, so I can now make further edits by myself, you know. And that's Magic Resize. Now, another usefulness of Magic Resize is that if you're working on a multi-page document, you can easily tell Magic Resize to help you resize a number of pages all together. So you can see if we add something in that first page, it has resized it also. So, but you must be mindful that you want to resize something either from the two options you showed us. Let's do that again. So resize, let's say back to presentation. So it showed us either to restore, to copy and resize, or to resize the design entirely. So you must be sure of what you want. So I'm going to choose this option and I'm going to say copy and resize. So that way it will keep this design somewhere and create another design entirely for what I'm asking for. Can you see? That's done it. So it's asking me to open the presentation. So now it has returned it back to presentation style. All right, so that's that about resizing. So I want to quickly show something before I go too far, and that is something that's excuse me. I want to show you how you can do conversational design and conversational activity with Canva. So let's go to our home page, for instance, and at the home page, okay, thank you. Somebody said wonderful in the chat. Okay, so on the home page, where you have everything that you've done before your project, you can click on Canva AI, and under the Canva AI, you can choose whatever you want to do, and you can start by talking to it, telling it what you want to do. So let's say, for instance, let's say what do we sell and what do we do? Looking for an example. Okay, say I'm a teacher, yeah, and I want to engage my students in an interactive quiz. So that means I want to design something that is more than just design. So I have to look for. I have to tell Canva what I'm looking for. So I'll say design an interactive activity website for my class 6 students. They are 20 in number. And then we can schedule this to happen tomorrow. We can do it right now. We can put a custom time to it, but we want it done now. So I'll just click go, and immediately it's creating with the AI. It has opened another tab for me. I can open that and wait for it. So while that is going on, let's go to another thing so that we don't wait on the AI completely. Okay, so it has asked us a question here. Sorry. Sure. What subject or topic would you should the activity cover? A math, science? Yes, I'll say science. What's the topic in science that's interesting? Let's say gases. Gases in science. So we're waiting for AI to its thing on it. So while it's on it, I think we can go back to where we were and continue our other classes. Then we'll come back to check it. Okay. So another thing I wanted to show when I was on this image is the fact that there is this issue that people face when they're working with pictures. So let me stay here. Bring this, yeah. Let's look for another image. Let's look for the image of a man this time around. Yes, this is a perfect example. Where is it now? Okay, this is a very good example. So yeah, you have picture of this person and you have picture of this person, and these two are supposed to be on a poster. Now you have more of this person and you don't have much of this person. What you would typically want to do is taking this into Photoshop, trying to generate sides for it, but you can do that right here in Canva. So what you can do is go to edit and select all here and look for magic expand. Magic expand. So this is it here. So magic expand, you can now define the area you want the expansion to cover. So because we want to see shoulder at least, I'm going to expand it this way, and we can say expand. Then you wait a while for AI to do its stuff. Wow, we're almost 40 minutes into it. Interesting. Okay, making progress. Can you see? So these are 4 options to choose from, and I think I like this one that shows more of his shoulder, and I can say done. Now, even though I said done, I still am not satisfied. I want to see all of his torso as it is in this case. So I'll reduce this picture a little bit, and I'll say edit again and go to all and magic expand. This time around, I'm going to stretch it all the way down and a little bit beyond the shoulder so that I can take out what I need. And I'll say expand. Excuse me. Expand. While that's expanding, let's check on our work. Can you see what Canva has done? An interactive game for our class. So I can, from here, publish this as a website that anybody can play with. So let's try that. Publish the website. Before I publish it, let me just take a view of what it looks like. This is how it's going to show on a laptop or a tablet. This is how it's going to show on a phone. And the beautiful thing about this is, before I publish it, I can still edit stuff that is inside there. Right? I can bring in stuff, I can add stuff, I can remove stuff. For instance, this background is white. I can change the color to yellow. This is an image, and bring in another image to fill that space. So let's say photos. This is the image I want to use here. I'll drop it there. I can make all of that happen, and I can publish it. So let's go back to where we were. Now we have almost the same thing on this side as we have for the man in yellow. So now it's easy for me to say background remover, do your work. Background remover removes the background. And now we can have both of them side by side, and we don't have any problem, as against what we had when we had just his neck showing. So that's one thing I wanted to highlight. Okay. Let's go to video background remover. So video background remover, basically, as the name implies, is for backgrounds to be removed from videos. So under elements again, navigate to video. From video, let's look for dancing baby. Okay, so let's take this funny one here, and let's say I want to remove their background. All I need to do is go to background remover, and it has taken away their background. And now I can add this to whatever design I had before, or begin to add my own stuff around it. So let's play it and see after it has removed the background. And now I can add the background to it. Let's go to image or graphic and say grassland. And add this watercolor style. Or let's use something more interesting. Let's use this. Yes. And we can arrange, go to layer and send this to back. So now you can dance on this grass. So let's go to full screen and see. Okay. That's on the grass. It has done a beautiful work of removing the background. So this is useful for you to create stickers also. For instance, I can say this is something I saw somewhere and it's interesting to me. I can adjust it as I want. Maybe add a sky. Sky here. Cloud. Okay, sky will be better. Sky. And add this sky to the background. Increase the size. Raise it up. Layer. Send to back. And I can now download this as a GIF or a GIF, whatever you call it. And when I download that, I can use it as a sticker or share it with people. That's background remover for you. Okay, so also you can enhance audio. You can use audio. You can use you can work on an audio that you've been working with. You can allow the Canva AI help you do stuff on it. It can even help you create beats. Let's try something. So we have the video ongoing right now. We'll go back to elements, go out of here, and go to music. Immediately we came to music, he's saying generate a high voice, or can also generate the same way we did with text the other time. Let's say funny sounds, funny music rather, funny music. Let's generate. You've hit your plan's monthly premium, so I can't generate anything anymore. But basically, it will generate sound for you, and you can add that to the background. So you can try your hands on it. Let's move on to photo enhancement. You can now enhance your photo with a lot of apps also that are inbuilt into Canva that can help you enhance pictures. Yeah. Let me navigate to translation. Yes, this is one interesting one. So we're going to use this as an example itself. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to click on magic right on it, right? And I'm going to try to translate this to another language. Or if I come to text, I know there's translate somewhere here. Let's use a magic. Let's use the AI. This one here. So let's say transform text, and this time around I'm saying change to French. I don't speak French, but I needed this in French. It has already changed it, and I can say replace, and immediately replaces it. So that's one beautiful thing about, and it can still go on and do that again. So let's say transform text again and say change to Igbo. I don't speak Igbo, so the Igbo people would forgive me if AI doesn't do a great job here. Right? And these are just some of the things it can do on the surface. I remember I was working on something and I needed to translate it to French. I got the French translation from the person I was working for quite alright, but I just wanted to, because she was dilly-dallying between two examples, and I used this to make a choice at the end, and it worked. Okay, so like I said, we've done audio announcement. Let's go on to, okay, there was something I wanted to talk about after the audio announcement. I mean, after the, where was that now? Yes, I remember that when I was working on this also. Let me quickly open that work. So there's something called, let me squeeze this all the way. There's something called magic layers. So this was one of the projects I was working on, and I am going to use this as an example for something now. Let me just it's out of the way. Okay, so I want to separate each of these items on the design. So the situation will be that I'm creating right now will be that, so somebody has done this design for me, and probably I needed to make adjustment to something, and the person is not available, or for some reason it's an old file on my system somewhere, and I can't find the editable file. There's no need to worry. Just come to Canva, bring this in just as I have, go to edit, under edit, look for magic layers, and magic layers is the first option after adjust. So you click on magic layers, it's going to take its time to read through. It seems there's a question. Is can we impute a Word document file inside Canva and ask develop a PowerPoint? Yes, 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 yes. In fact, I have done that before. So let's go back to what we have on screen. So you can see that Magic Layers has tried to understand everything that has been done here, even though it wasn't done in Canva. It has messed up some of the things. But however, I can keep the original. Let me copy this, for instance. I'll copy or cut and go back to what it was. I can keep this. Let me reduce this ones here. Paste that one. That's it. So if what I needed to adjust, for instance, was this text, I can edit that text here. Let me zoom in. See that text here. And say no, it's no longer next level. It's now first level. And immediately that change is made. This also is helpful in the sense that let me go to Pinterest. Let me go to Pinterest. Let me look for something. Let's look for monthly quotes. Okay. Looking for something a little bit more complex. Okay. So this is another place it can help you. If you're just learning design, you can pick up a design, and one of the things you do when you're learning design is to be able to look at the design and in your brain, in your mind, pieces it, break it down, and this magic layer does that perfectly well for you. So here's what I'm saying. So let's take this fine work here. I'm going to copy the image. We'll go back to our Canva file. Where were we? Here. Let's create a new page here. I think I can close this so that's not in the way. So I'll paste what I've copied, and I'm going to run magic layer on it again. So magic layers. Have another. Okay, let's deal with this. Okay, so this helps you to move things out of the way and see individual items that were put together. You know, so it helps you to learn what the person did and how and what order they did it. Of course, it won't get everything correctly because it doesn't, for instance, Canva doesn't have this original font, doesn't have this, but it gives you an idea of how things are done and how things can be layered. All right, so that's one of the beautiful things about Canva AI. So another thing I wanted to show with this page, I'm going to copy this into another page. So if you notice, there's a similarity between these two. And that's because I found this on the internet and I wanted my font to just look like this. I use ChatGPT to create this, but we're going to attempt using Canva to create something like this. So this time around, we'll say, let's go to our AI. Now that we have a conversation here before, it may mess it up. Okay, so let's copy. Let's start a new one. T canva.new. That's the fastest way to create a Canva file. I like white screens, so I'm going to change it to presentation and delete this page. I'll paste what we've copied, and this time around I'm going to be talking to Canva AI again. Oh, I think I'm out of credit, right? Okay, so let's try. Say write what can we say now? Happy birthday in this font. I think I'm out of credit, but let's see. Get lucky. Okay. I can't. It's a custom 3D metallic text. Okay. Would you like me to generate happy birthday text image with a similar gold? Okay. Yes. Yes. Ahead. I think it's trying to tell us something about infringing on copyright or something like that, but we want this. It saves you the stress of most of the time. The way this is done is that people go look for the Photoshop file, then they create the text mockup, and then you get the text out, and then you add it. But it saves you time. It saves you time. Okay, so it's been able to replicate something close to what we've done. But this also shows you that you can tell it to generate text for you the way you want it. So let's say, since it's leading us in this direction, let's say do a cursive cursive flowery gold version. Okay, it has generated it. Can you see? This is beautiful, and the good thing is it's you can see through it. You can actually use it in other applications, or in other design applications that you're working in. So that's one beautiful thing about Canva. Now, to the person who asked the question if you can upload a document, yes. In fact, I've done that before. What I did was I came to the plus sign and I uploaded the document by clicking upload. When you click upload, you can upload the document, and then you can have an interaction, a discussion with it. So you can now say, okay, this document that you have seen, I want you to keep all the text intact. Don't touch anything. Don't destroy anything. Maybe I'll work on that for another time, because I'm out of credit now. I'm not sure it will do that. So I'll tell it, this is a 20-page document. I want you to keep each page intact. So maybe I don't want what was in page 1 to flow into page 2. Just give it instructions, basic, simple English. Don't let anything flow into the next page. And I want you to design this as a well-designed, colorful, what's it called now? Colorful report for a business that is into so and so. And you wait, and it's going to do it. In fact, let me let you people into a little bit of secret. That's how our today's presentation was made. That's how it was made, and it kept it consistent. I just gave it a few things that I want to achieve, and I told it, this is what I want you to do with all the AI powered AI powered features that Canva has released, and it started doing just that. So you can see so much more that Canva can do. We're already reaching the 1 hour limit. Stretch people out. Let me take the second question. Second question says, oh, you're currently using Canva for Educator and you don't have access to Canva 2.0. Okay, so this is what I would advise you do. If you check on my page on the YouTube here, you will see direct access to the Canva community on WhatsApp and on Telegram. On either of the two of them, you can hit me up and I'll direct you on what to do and how to get access to it. I know that there are different cadre of access that people have depending on the kind of account you have, but there's also AI on on all of them, I believe. All right. Okay. So let me see. Is anything we left out? Anything we left out? So why I'm flipping over some of them is because we've already done some of them. We've already talked about some of them already. Okay, so let's look at AI powered data visualization. The challenge now is because I've exceeded my limit for the month. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do anything again with AI. Okay, so let's go to AI and let's look for a data online. Control T. Give me random data that I can visualize. Another thing I want to mention is that you can actually link your Canva account to the AI platform you use, either to ChatGPT or to Claude, and it's going to do the job of what it will do within Canva for you with the powers of the AI that you are in. I'll show you how to link it in a minute. Okay, so okay, this is some data. All right, so let me continue this. Give me a copyable map. Copy version. Okay, so I'm going to copy this I'll head back to our file, and maybe we should try it somewhere else. Try it here. Paste. Let's reduce the size to about 12. Okay, we don't even need it here. Where we need it, I'm going to paste it here and press enter a few times and say make this into a visual chart. Right, so as you can see, immediately it has changed the Lagos weekly commute analysis into a chart, just right there and then. I mean, these are things that will save you countless hours and struggles, and you can still come back here to edit it. I can say further that change it to a pie chart. Okay. Taking its time. Can you see that? That changes to a pie chart. Now, if I double click, okay, it's not editable in that sense, but I can see what it has done. It has basically taken this and realized it for you, the information you had. Okay, so let's go back to our class, and I want to show you something also. So right now in this presentation, we have about 31 pages, and they are not numbered. I can go to text, go up to page number, and I can say numbers only, and I can say number all pages or exclude this one by unchecking the page one, number it, and I'll say done. I say apply to all pages. Immediately you can see the number applied on all the pages at the bottom right. See that? Now if I make a change, let's say I change this to size 18 or 17, 16, and maybe yellow. I can immediately, it notices I've done a change. It says, do I want to apply this to all pages? And I'll say yes, apply to all pages. Oh, sorry, that's for the text. That's for the other text. So here's our yellow. Under the pages. So what after, okay, let me do that again. So let's assume I've changed this to yellow and I made it bigger, or I change the location, right? I can now apply that by going back to that text, that page number, apply properties to all pages. Immediately I click that, all the other pages have their numbers at the top. So I talked about showing you how to link Canva to your AI. So I'm going to open my own AI now. That's my Claude account. I'm going to click on new. Well, it's going to be a bit different here because I've already had it in mind. So what you need to do is go to this side here. Oh, I think you can do it from here also. Go to connectors. For me, it's already added. But for you, what you need to do is to add connector. and then you can search for Canva in this search box, and here you will see it. So for me now, for instance, I've not added Microsoft or Figma, so the plus sign is what I am seeing, which is what you will see in your own case also. So that's how to add it, so that when you're now talking to your AI here, you can refer to Canva, that, oh, Canva, I'm the one talking to you now, can you get me this done? And it does it, and you can bring it into your workflow in Canva. For instance, let's do something. Let's see. Let's make sure we're talking to Canva. Connector, Canva, right? Any new question there? Okay. Let's see at Canva we're supposed to say now. Design a simple landing page for a watch company or business. So you can see that Canva has responded and is doing it already. So it's researching and doing its stuff. After this is done, I'll just wait a while, because I know that there's a short distance between when I say something and it happens on YouTube. So for you to ask questions, after which close. So you can drop your questions in the chat as we're waiting for this to finish. Okay, interesting. Yes, for design concepts. So I think I'll scroll through. I think I like this first one. So because I like this first one and I've connected my Canva account to this, I'll say open in Canva. Can you see that? If I say open in Canva again, what happened? Open in Canva. Okay. Open in Canva, open link. So immediately I have it in Canva. And guess what? I can change my color of my font. I can change the font itself. And stretch it out. I can do anything I want to do. Guess what? Because it's a time, what's it called? A wristwatch business. I can also now talk with AI here and say, add a 365-day countdown at the top. Or so the website. Okay, this it can't help. Countdown. Add a countdown clock. So sometimes it's just how you prompt. It's the same thing I said now, and it has already had edits. Now I can also come to my images. Let's look for our photos, and let's look for watches and change the image of the watches that we have here, and drag this in here and another one and drag it. I can add, be able to add pages. You can publish that website that you started from outside Canva. So yeah, this is a few things. These are a few things that you can do in Canva with the Canva AI. I think I see a new question. Second. Oh yes, can Canva create for me an online e-commerce store? So let's do that as a closing on this. So let's go to our homepage, Canva AI. Let me refresh this page. Yes, we want to design a website. So I clicked on design. It's asking me what kind of design it is. Okay, not a problem, even if it's not there. Person is asking, Canva can Canva create for me? Right. So yeah, let's say we are into shirt business. We make custom shirts. Create for me an online e-commerce shirt and merch website. So let's see. This is a very good way to close the class today. So again, like I said, this is a monthly that I do, and you can look forward to the date that will be announced for the next one. How to do that is to use the link on my page. If you go to my homepage on the website, on the YouTube you're watching from right now, you will see links to the Canva, WhatsApp, and Telegram community. Information will be dropped there, and you can register to attend at those times, and they're always free. Okay, so it's taking its time to do its stuff. Let me see. Welcome. Someone is saying thank you. Welcome. Okay, so that's giving us options of the kind of shirts website we want. I think we like this one. Oh no 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 no! You got us wrong. We said website. Let me go back. Let me go back to the beginning. Okay. So we're looking for Canva AI. Okay, let's use code. I think we chose design. That's why. So let's use code. Create for me an online commerce website that sells shirts and other merch. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Waiting for Canva AI to finish. And the time that you're watching, right? I'll just seek your favor to like the video so that it can be suggested to other people. We're also looking for stuff like this, and at the same time, click the subscribe button to help the channel grow, and also notification for when new stuff are added. So our Canva stuff is still working. I think we'll come back to that. Let me just do some final thoughts. So yeah, my name is Lanre Adelaja again, like I stated at the beginning of the presentation, right? And I am a Canvassador. A Canvassador basically is a Canva ambassador. I've introduced Canva to very many people. This was the reason why you saw what you saw in the beginning. We're trying out something earlier, and that was what I was trying to do with that 3D text. So I brought this 3D text from somewhere on the internet, and I hacked it to write Afrobeat in that same text format, and it did it here. So it's still, that was the last conversation I had, so that was why it messed up that 3D initially before we then played around it. So yeah, I'm a Canvassador, which means I'm an ambassador for Canva, right? And I've been using Canva for a long time. I'm a senior designer at the place where I work, and I love to design in Canva. I use Canva every day for everything, right? I've built games in Canva. I've built websites with Canva. I've built things for businesses with Canva. Designs every day I do from in Canva. You can find me on every social media platform easily. I'm very, very easy to find. As long as you can remember the Canva Geek. On all platforms, that's my handle. You'll find me easily there. You can reach out to me, share your work, tag me to stuff that you've done. Okay, let's go back to our homepage and see. Woo. So here you have your name, Manuel. Okay, and the Chidozie. Here is your answer. Canva has built our website. You can use this in a design. So which means if you bring this into a design form, you can now change out the images and all of that, and you can publish it. And if you publish it, you can also add what's it called to it? You can add a payment platform to it. You can make people make choices of maybe the shirt they want on it, and can monetize the whole thing from there. So it's been a great time, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this question. It was a wonderful wrap up. If you have any question, you can drop it in the chat. Even after this, it can form the basis of another tutorial for you. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up. Very grateful. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell for when new stuff come up. Have a lovely day, everyone. To everybody in Nigeria who is watching, again, I say Happy Democracy Day and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you and peace out.